Today I am going to start a new topic, classification of business activities. In starting of the video, I have already told you that business activities is producing goods or services or procurement of goods or services. So, the classification of business activities is based on that. Let's now understand the classification of business activities. Now, you can see this chart. Business has been divided into industry and commerce. So, under industry, we have the primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. So, these are the subdivisions of industry. Next comes to commerce. It is divided into trade and auxiliaries to trade. Again, under primary industry, we have extractive and genetic industry. Then in secondary industry, we have the manufacturer and constructive industries. Moving to commerce, under trade, we have internal and external trade. Internal trade is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. And external trade deals with import, export, and export. Auxiliaries to trade is divided into transportation and communication, banking, insurance, warehousing, and advertisement. So, we will understand what are these one by one. From this chart, you can understand that how the division of business activities has given, and under the divisions there are many subdivisions which are also written in a proper manner. From this chart, it will be very much clear to you that under the particular industry, which industry belongs. Which industry comes under what industry. Alright, so by looking to this chart, we will be very much understand that the business activities are classified as such. And from this classification, now we have to know one by one what are these industries, what are the types of work is to be done in this industry. Alright, and under this industry, whatever kind of industries are subdivided, what type of manufacturization or production is to be done under this industry. Which industry is familiar for what type of production. Okay, so this is the particular classification of business activities. So let's start with industry. Industry refers to economic activities which are connected with conversion of resources into useful goods. Generally, the term industry is used for activities in which mechanical appliances and technical skills are involved. These include activities relating to producing or processing of goods as well as breeding and raising of animals. The term industry is also used to mean groups of persons, firms producing similar to related goods. For example, cotton textile industry refers to all manufacturing units producing textile goods from cotton. Similarly, electronic industry would include all firms producing electronic goods, and so on. Further, in common parlance, certain services like banking and insurance are also referred to as industry. Say banking industry, insurance industry, and industries may be divided into three broad categories, namely primary, secondary, and tertiary. So, industry is all about producing of goods and services. Okay, so any kind of goods and services which I am producing would come under industry. As here given examples, but I will try to give another example like leather manufacturing. Okay, even the textile industry would come under industry because it deals with manufacturing of goods. It deals with manufacturing of leather. That is a reason it will come under industry. Now you remember under industry I said that subdivisions of industries also are there. Okay, so these are what? Primary, secondary, and tertiary. So we will understand what are these one by one and we will move ahead. But before it, we must understand actually what is industry to be called. If we will be very much clear with the industry, then it will be very easier for us to know what we do in industry and how the industries has get divided, categorized, and under the industry what type of work in which divisions is to do. So that is why industry, just remember, all about producing goods and services. It is any kind of goods or services which is to be produced is a particular industry. It can be any type of industry, say leather industry, textile industry, you can say any other kind of industries. All right. Now moving further, it comes primary industry. These include all those activities which are concerned with the extraction and production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. These are divided as extractive industry and genetic industry. Extractive industries extract or draw products from natural resources. Extractive industries supply some basic raw materials that are mostly products of geographical or natural environment. Products of these industries are usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. Important extractive industries include farming, mining, lumbering, hunting, and fishing operations. And next is genetic industries. These industries are engaged in breeding plants and animals for their use in further reproduction. Seeds and nursery companies are typical examples of genetic industry. In additional activities of cattle breeding, farms, poultry farms, and fish hatchery come under genetic industries. Now, primary is basically with extraction of natural resources. Okay, whereas extractive industry deals with mining, hunting, and lumbering. All right. Further, we had understood about the genetic industry. See, genetic industry is nothing when a certain kind of species of flora or fauna is grown in the market of by certain people, that is farming, forestry, or poultry, they all will come under genetic industry. Extractive, always remember, is you are going to extract the natural resources. Whereas in genetic industry, you are going to grow a certain kind of plant or animal for the purpose of business. Okay. Now moving further, we have this secondary industry. You remember after primary we had the secondary industry. Okay, so that is why first of all it is very important to understand what is actually the primary industry called, and after that what is a particular extractive industry and what is genetic industry. So from this extractive word you will be very much understand to extract something from the thing. If we extract sugar from sugar cane, then that is a particular called as extraction. So extraction industry is one and genetic industry is other, where the species are to be grown up, where you can see in the poultry farm. Okay, you can see that how they is to keep the animals to be grown up, so that one day they that from that animal they will get something. So that is why industry is to be divided into primary industry, secondary and tertiary. But before primary industry, under the primary we have to know what is extractive particularly, and then comes the genetic industry, second part. Okay, after knowing those all, we will be very much clear that actually the primary industry, what it forms, what it raises. Okay, how it is to be divided, why it has divided into the two particular industry. Now moving ahead, the second industry comes under the industry division, that is secondary industries. These are concerned with using materials which have already been extracted at the primary state. These industries process such materials to produce goods for final consumption or for further processing by other industrial units. For example, mining of iron ore is a primary industry. But manufacturing of steel by way of further processing of raw irons is a secondary industry. Secondary industries may be further divided as manufacturing industry and construction or constructive industries. Manufacturing industries are engaged in producing goods through processing of raw materials and thus creating from utilities. They bring out diverse finished products that we consume or use through the conversion of raw materials or partly finished materials in their manufacturing operations. Manufacturing industries may be further divided into four categories on the basis of method of operation for production. Analytical industry, which analyzes and separates different elements from the same materials, as in the case of refinery or oil refinery. Synthetically, industry which combines various ingredients into a new product, as in the case of cement. Processing industry which involves successive stages for manufacturing finished products, as in the case of sugar and paper. Assembling industry which assembles different component parts to make a new product, as in the case of television, car, computer, etc. And constructive industry comes next. These industries are involved in the construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, as well as tunnels and canals. Engineering and architectural skills are an important part in construction industries. Now, what is secondary industry? See here, the extracted resources, that is the resources which we extracted under the primary industry, they would be used as raw material. Okay, so if a business is using those as raw materials, it will be classified under secondary industry. We will deal with an examples as we, for example, say as we have this manufacturing industry. Okay, this is nothing. But if I take example of sugar, how do we get sugar? We get sugar from sugar cane. So production of sugar from sugar cane would be example of secondary industry. Similarly, productions of cereals. For example, you have this cornflakes that you eat every day, daily. So that is also an example of secondary industry. Moving further, we have construction industries. What is construction industry? See, construction industry is concerned with erecting and construction of roads, bridges, railways. Okay, so when we are building products, it is known as construction industries. Already gave you example of bridges, roads, dams, railways. These all will come under construction industry. So from this part, which is very important part, it is very important to understand that what is actually the industry to be called. Okay, so that is why we have to understand what is construction of industries, or we can say manufacturing industry, the part of the secondary industry. The next is tertiary industries. These are concerned with providing support services to primary and secondary industries, as well as activities relating to trade. These industries provide service facilities. As business activities, these may be considered part of commerce because, as auxiliaries to trade, these activities assist trade. Included in this category are transport, banking, insurance, warehousing, communication, packaging, and advertising. Now, what is tertiary industry? Tertiary industry comes after secondary industry. Now, what does that mean? Tertiary industries are those industries or those businesses, okay, which provides support services to primary and secondary industry. See, if I have to run a primary business or if I have to run a secondary business, I deal with lots of, okay, I need to deal with a lots of people, and that is the reason, okay, that there is a lot of exchange of cash. So because of exchange of cash, I would require a banking system. Similarly, we already discussed that business is always involved risk. Risk always involved in the business. And hence, we need to take insurance. Why so? When we are running any industry under the primary or secondary industries, okay, if we have any company, then we will have to take insurance. So insurance companies would come under tertiary industry. Okay. Similarly, how would you come to know about goods and services? Only through advertisement? Advertising industry is a tertiary industry. Remember, advertising industry is a tertiary industry because it is providing support to the primary and secondary industry. The same goes with warehousing, transporting, and communication. See, warehousing is that you go and store your products. Still, they are sold to the industries or the consumer transportation is to be done. Transportation is when you have to dispatch the goods from the place of production to the place of utilization. That means first production comes, you need to produce the goods, then the goods you have to keep in your godown or warehouse as a storage place, and then from there and there only you have to need to dispatch or transport to the market for the final consumer. So when you have to shift, for example, you are producing the goods in Jaipur. Example, you have to transport it that from Jaipur to Chennai. So the transportation industry will come into play at that time. And hence it would be classified under the tertiary industry. The communication, see, nowadays we have mobile phones, so we have fax machines, we have computers, we have emails to do, we have so many kind of telecommunication that helps in communicating with a bio who may be situated in different city or in a different country altogether, isn't it? So communication industry also provides support to primary and secondary industry. and hence it is classified under tertiary industry. So now let's move further. Now we see we understood the production of the goods is classified into different kinds of industries. We understand the primary, secondary and tertiary. So it is very important to understand each and every tertiary industries. As per I have said to you, advertisement industry, communication, okay, then you have to understand how they are storing the goods in the place, that is a warehouse, and then how they are dispatching the goods in the market, how the final consumers are getting those products, okay, very easily. That is to be production or the producing things is to done in the industry or in the farm. Okay, so this is the tertiary industry. Next comes commerce. Commerce includes two types of activities, that is trade and auxiliaries to trade. First comes trade. Let us see. Trade is an essential part of commerce. It refers to sale, transfer or exchange of goods. It helps in making the goods produced available to the consumers or users. These days, goods are produced on a large scale, and it is difficult for producers to themselves reach out to individual buyers for selling their products. Now, trade may be classified into two broad categories, that is, internal and external. Internal domestic or home trade is concerned with the buying and selling of goods and services within the geographical boundaries of a country. These may further be divided into wholesale and retail trade. When goods are purchased and sold in comparatively smaller quantities for the final consumption, it is referred to as retail trade. So wholesale trade is what? Is a form of trade in which goods are purchased and stored in large quantities and sold in batches of a designated quantity to the resellers, professionals, users or groups, but not to the final consumers. Retail is the process of selling consumer goods or services to customers through multiple channels of distribution to earn profit. Retailers satisfy demand identified through a supply chain. External or foreign trade is a trade consists of exchange of goods and services between persons or organizations operating in two or more countries. There are import trade, export trade and interport trade. If goods are purchased from another country, it is called import trade. If they are sold to other countries, it is known as export. And when the goods are imported for export to other countries, it is known as interport trade. Now, let's move to the commerce. Say trade is very important in a business. A business person cannot just keep on producing goods and distributing the goods himself by himself. All right, if I ask him to produce in a mass scale, he requires people which call them as middlemen who distribute the goods to the final consumer. And that is the reason there are people who procure goods and services to be sold to the final consumer. Okay, for example, if you want a soap, says, you would go to your local departmental or your Kirana stores, right? Now, Kirana store is an example of retailer who has have procured goods from the wholesaler, or let's say from manufacturer to be sold to the ultimate customer. Okay, so remember that commerce are those activities which help directly or indirectly distribution of goods and services. It is required in the business arena because a producer cannot do all the activities all by himself. And if he wishes to produce the goods and services on a large scale, he would require the help of his middleman, that is, the trader. Now, when it comes to trade, okay, it relates to buying and selling of goods. That is what we have been calling procurement of goods and services. All right. Now, trade has been further classified into internal trade and home trade. As the name suggests, internal or home trade is buying and selling within the geographical limits of the country. Okay. So, when I am buying goods and selling them in India, our country itself, this would come as internal trade. Internal trade is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. So I have already told you that the Kiryana guys would go and buy the goods from wholesale. What exactly happens? The manufacturer produces bulk of goods. This wholesaler for a margin procured those goods on a wholesale basis. They would go and purchase, let's say if the manufacturer sells sugar, the wholesaler we will go and purchase 100 kg of sugar, right? Now he will go further and distribute that sugar to various retailers. Now these retailers would either come to them and buy 5 kgs of sugar, or 10 kgs, or 25 kgs, depending on the mood. That is where they are situated. What is the consumer demand they believe would be there for the sugar for which they wish to sell. Okay, so this is the difference between the wholesaler and retailer. Next is external or foreign trade. See, as home trade was within geographical limit, if you are buying and selling outside the geographical limits, it should be classified as foreign trade. Okay, now foreign trade is further classified into export, import, and interport. Export is when you are selling goods to the outside the country. Import is buying the goods into the country for the distribution of final consumers. And interport, if you wish to import the goods for exporting them to some other country, then it is known as interport. Okay, so export means when our country is to export any kinds of or sell any kinds of goods to the outside the country, and if our country is to bring the goods from the other country, that is import. Okay, and interport is you wish to import the goods for exporting them to some other country. So now, just like industry, even auxiliaries to trade as sin, we require the insurance industry, the banking, or the advertisement to be placed. So for the trading activities like big bazaar, we will have to advertise the goods. Okay, so there would be an advertisement industry for them. Similarly, the banking, because there are transactions happening between the wholesaler and retailer. or there are other transactions happening between the retailer and the uh, ultimate consumers. That is the reason we have this banking industry in place. So all these six industries help or give support to the trade, and that is the reason auxiliary to trade are divided into these similar six industries that we have learned earlier.